I'm just gonna put it out there. It's pretty rare for me to watch a full game. I watched the full Texas Maryland game. It was an amazing football game, especially the weather delay. It was a lot of uncertainty at every point in the game. But the Maryland Terrapins, they dug themselves a big lead in the beginning. Then they couldn't sustain it. Texas came back, but Texas did blow the lead in the end. Now, the Texas Longhorns, they played good, but they didn't play good enough. Not good enough to beat a Maryland team that made no mistakes. No major mistakes. They did make a few, but Texas, you see that total yards is about even in the game. Third down, Maryland played a lot better. Maryland was able to move the chains on third down. But the turnover. Texas turned the ball over 3 times, including one on the last drive of the game, one where they had an opportunity to tie the game, but they couldn't, and they turned the ball over. But anyway, the Terps, they took advantage of that, and the Terps put 34 points on the board. So Maryland didn't really win after the weather delay. They only finished it off. Maryland shut out the Longhorns after the weather delay. The weather delay was like 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. It was 31-29. Maryland was winning. Like, we waited probably 70 to 90 minutes for action to resume. And then it finally resumed, and Maryland played amazing. But when Maryland ran the jet sweep and Texas couldn't stop it, it was just destined that Maryland was going to get it done eventually. You're like, when's Texas going to stop? And they couldn't ever prevent it from happening. The Terps deserved this game 100%. They had an excellent football game. And I don't know how they're not ranked in the top 25. Texas, of course, moved off the top 25 after losing. But Terps, the Terps are amazing. They're not even given a chance to finish in the top half of their division. Not even given a chance to finish in the top half of their division. And this team comes out and beats Texas. There's a lot of people had Texas in the Big 12 championship. That is a big time game. Why did I have Texas finishing the Big 12? Let me look at that just real quick. I had Texas finishing 3rd in the Big 12. Right now, I look like an idiot putting them there. But at least they didn't have them in the top 2. They could still finish 3rd in the Big 12. But, sometimes you're wrong, and sometimes you're really wrong. Texas has an opportunity to go to the Sugar Bowl if they run the table, okay? They could still go to the Sugar Bowl. But they're going to have to play a lot better than they played. it's going to have to be night and day of what we saw. Okay? You can't play like that. You expect to win a game. It was ugly. It was really ugly. Bad. And hopefully we don't have to endure any more of that stuff. Because hopefully Texas can get it together. But Maryland deserves credit. They outplayed Texas. They kept pounding it. Maryland's offensive line was doing well. And they didn't even have their starting coach. They were dealing with a lot of off the field stuff. Yet they were the team that had the edge. The team that had something to play for. They were the team that came out and gave it their all. And there was no looking back. How Maryland played well. They may not have played well in the overall total yards and the whole game, but when it counted, Maryland stepped up, especially on the last defensive drive for Maryland. They were not going to lose the game. They gave up a 4th and 10 or something, and then they kind of got together and said, it's now or never for our team if we're going to win this football game. And it would be a disgrace if we lost in a game where we're honoring our friend Jordan McNair, who died, and they won. They ended up getting an interception on the final drive, and that final QB kneel. What a play. What a game. You look at it and you're like, this is a good football team, but Maryland's one of the only Big Ten teams that had a good week. Ohio State had a good week. Wisconsin had a good week. Northwestern had a good week. And Maryland had a good week. None of the other teams had a good week. I know Penn State, Michigan State, they won, but they struggled. And those are inferior opponents. The other teams in the Big Ten, Purdue had an okay week, but it wasn't good. It was bad. A loss in your home field. It wasn't good, but Purdue was okay. Okay, move on from Purdue. Every other Big Ten team, they weren't above or below your expectations. They did exactly what we thought. We didn't think Iowa was going to lose. We didn't think Illinois was going to lose. We didn't think Rutgers was going to. Indiana maybe played better than we thought. Because they played pretty well against FIU. Nobody cares. It's FIU. It's not. If they would have beaten North Carolina or something, maybe we'd be talking. But they beat FIU, and FIU, give them credit. They're not a bad team. But Indiana, they took care of business on the road, okay? The other teams in the Big Ten just took care of business. But Maryland, no one expected them to win. I thought that Maryland was going to win week 1. After all the DJ Durkin's on administrative leave, he's still not back. Well, a football team is more than a coach and their players. A football team is a family, and a football team wants to win. A football team wants to have fun. And when you're when you're running jet sweeps past the other team, you're having a bunch of fun, and you want to hit somebody a little harder the next time. Because when the other team has less fun and you're having all that fun, Texas, they did rebound a little after it was like 21-7 or something. Maybe it was 24-7. I don't remember. But then Maryland's like, after the weather delay, when it was 31-29, it was like a fresh Maryland team. It looked like an exhausted Texas team again. It like the game restarted, and Maryland came out better. Okay, Maryland. Will Maryland beat a Big Ten team this year? Will they beat like one of the top 4 Big Ten teams? Maybe. I don't know. They could beat Michigan. If Maryland beats Michigan, we start to talk. Okay, Texas, they're in big trouble at this point. Okay, guys, have a good rest of your week. Peace out.